Whoever you are, I'm not letting you ruin what's left of our future.
Hello, we are so back into this game. So today's video is going to be the summons for the new Cana and Gildarts that came out for Wizard Chronicles, and we're a couple days away from the next big event of the game. But so far, this current Gildarts Cana event is one of the biggest ones so far, because they not only added one extra character, but two. So we have 4 event characters in this event, in this little season. So we got Laxus, which expires today, and then Zeref, which expires in, I think, 3 days or something like that. So you have a little bit of time for Zeref. And again, this game is so generous when it comes to free-to-play, because I'm free-to-play, and you can get all of these characters for free, like 1 to 2 copies, as long as you play the game and do the daily summons on them. You get them from Pity. And for the Zeref and Laxus, instead of making those full videos, I'm just gonna make some YouTube shorts out of the Laxus, because all the Laxus thing is just summons, like a couple of them, and I'm only gonna showcase that in maybe a YouTube short. And the same thing for Zeref. I'll just make the Zeref one a YouTube short as well. And this video will focus on Cana and Gildarts. But towards the end of the video, I do showcase the summons for Zeref and Laxus, just to have it in the video. And I'll reuse the footage to make a short out of it. Anyway, as usual, this is post-commentary voiceover. Days worth of footage. So this is not recorded in one day, because how this game works is I always have to repeat this in every video for this game. Just for context, if anyone's new to these videos, is this game does stuff differently from like Dragon Ball Legends, for example, or like My Hero Ultra Impact, Bleach Brave Souls, where like you can just like start recording and do all your summons and call it a day and make that a video on the first day. This game, you can't really do that because you're limited in how many summons you can do without paying, which is very silly, but I work through it, you know. Every day I just log on, do my dailies, do the daily summons, record it, and keep compiling footage until I feel like I have enough footage. I wish this was just like Dragon Ball Legends. You can just like sit down, record all your summons, and upload the video the same day. But unfortunately, you can only do limited summons a day, and doing 3 multis is not a fun video. So that's why I compile all the footage and wait towards the end of the event to do the video for this stuff. I just don't like sitting on footage. Like, I've done a lot of these events already for videos, as you can see in the playlist. I just don't like sitting on, like, a lot of footage and just, like, waiting. But, like, I have to do it in order to make a video on it. Otherwise, if I make a video for the summons, like, for example, the next event comes out in a couple days, so it's like, if I make a video day 1, it's only going to be, like, a 30-second video for, like, the daily multis, you know what I mean? So you have to keep waiting. I don't like sitting on footage, but I have to do it. To sit on, like, 8 to 9 mini clips and compile it all together, like, 9 days later, you know what I mean? It's just so silly. I just want to record it and upload it the same day and not be sitting on so much footage. Just like scattered through my phone gallery when I have like other videos I'm working on too. I'm like, you know, I want to keep it organized, but it's whatever. Speaking of that, the next Fairy Tail AMV/edit I'm doing is going to be an edit, not an AMV. I'm just going to do the Battle of Fairy Tail AMV as an AMV, but like after my next project. So in terms of the Fairy Tail AMVs I'm doing, the next one's going to be an edit, and the one after that's going to be the Battle of Fairy Tail arc. As I said in another video earlier this year, one of my goals for this year is completing my AMV series for every arc of Fairy Tail leading up to the 100-year quest. So the next arc is going to be the Battle of Fairy Tail arc. So hopefully I'll have that within a week or two. Because honestly, the most time-consuming thing for making AMVs like that is compiling all the footage, and like it takes so much like space where like I have to delete so many apps and stuff, and it's so annoying to like have days without like any apps on my phone, so I'm like holding all this footage and it still don't have enough storage still, so it's like I have to cut corners. And it's really annoying. That's the most time-consuming thing, honestly. Is the thing that makes me like, oh, I don't want to do this, but I have to. But I love making AMVs, obviously. I have so many playlists and multiple channels. I love AMVs, I love edits. And I do love Fairy Tail's my favorite anime, and I've been very much sitting on, you know, my goal for this year. For a couple years now, I've been saying, I really want to make a series, like another AMV series, but this time going through each arc of the show, because it's so much easier just to like do an AMV over a fight, because usually you're just going to record like one episode, but over an arc you have to get footage from like multiple episodes, and it's like I don't have the storage for that, you know what I mean? Anyway, back to the game. So they did add Red Lightning Laxus as a 3-day event, which is you just log on every day. If you have the gems, you can get, for 6,000 gems, 2 multis a day. And if you get the ad, that's like 3 single summons right there. And just by doing, you know, all the easy stuff there, you right off the bat get like 1 or 2 copies for free just by keep summoning for him and going through the missions, which the missions is just summoning and leveling them up. That's basically it. And just by playing the game, you'll get the missions done for Laxus. And you can also like pick if you want like Jalal, or if you want to continue summoning for Mira Jane, they're both on there as well. And then the Zeref one is how Mavis was. So I think once Zeref goes away, then Zeref will be like Mavis on General Pool. That's not confirmed yet, but I think that's how they're doing it. Because again, Mavis was the same way. Well, similar to how Zeref's banner is now. So I'm guessing when Zeref goes away, he'll be like Mavis, and Mavis is on General Pool. And it makes sense to keep Zeref and Mavis kind of together. So I wouldn't be surprised if he just goes to General Pool like how Mavis did. And now that we've been in the game for a couple months now, we now know the patterns of these events. Like, as I said in the earlier videos of this game, I kept saying, let's wait to see the patterns, because every game has patterns for the gacha games of how the events work. For Ultra Impact, they pattern between the different, like, there's 2 different types of events in Ultra Impact, and they always do a pattern, rotating them each event. So this game also has something similar, to where there's the event that's like the 3-day one, where currently has the Red Lightning Laxus, Jalal, Satan Soul Mira Jane, and then the regular 3rd character event, or just on a separate banner, but then they go in General Pool. And then the regular event, which every event has, is just 2 characters and an alternate costume or design. And you fight, like, for example, this event you fight the Shadow Dragon, I believe. And then you fight Rogue, and you can summon for that as well. That's like some of the events have like a Carla. I think the last event, no wait, I think the last event had Carla, like an alternate design for like the thing you can get from the PvP event part of it. And it's very interesting and kind of cool that they're just keep adding content to the game. Like, first it started as 2 characters, and then they started as 2 characters and add a 3rd character to the event later in the event, and now they're just straight up giving us 4 characters. Cana, Gildarts, Laxus, Zeref. 4 event characters for 1 event, 1 season. That's crazy. So are they going to keep up the pattern? Is next event going to be the same? Where they start with 2 characters, add a 3rd, and then add a 4th. I don't know if they're going to keep doing 4 characters an event, because first it was 2, then it was a pattern of kept giving us 3 characters, and now we have 4 for an event, which is a lot of content. But you know what? It's a new game. Keep giving us content. I don't like games that like start out and then like wait a couple months for any information. I get this is a gacha game, so they have to keep pumping content out. That's how these games work. Like, for example, like Bleach Brave Souls. I mean, no, Bleach Rebirth of Souls, the console game. I'm still waiting for, like, a Season Pass 2 announcement. And I'm hoping that there is going to be Season 2 for the game. But at this rate, probably not. If anything, maybe they're working on, like, Rebirth of Souls 2 to cover the Blood War arc. Which, honestly, I'm down for. Because that can give us, you know, the new story for the Blood War. And give us all the Blood War variants of the characters. The one I just want is like Bambietta and Blood War Rukia, and I'm happy. Well, back to Fairy Tail Wizard Chronicle, now that this Cana Gildarts event has, I believe, 3 to 4 days left before the next one starts. And now is the time to speculate on the characters. So on the last day of the event on Twitter, how they do this is they post like a silhouette of whatever the next event is, whatever the next characters are. So on the last day of the event, they'll give us the teaser, and usually people figure out who the characters are right away, so we'll know then in a couple days. I'm just still waiting for Ultier, just like any UR Ultier. I say this in literally every video of this game. We have an SRO tier, I understand, but we have no UR ult tier. So hopefully next events, maybe like Jalal ult tier, Melody ult tier, or like maybe Melody, Jalal, and then like the third character can be like a normal designed ult tier. Because like for the third characters of the events, they're usually like in their normal designs. So since we don't have a normal designed UR ult tier yet, maybe since the SR is like Red Magic Games design, maybe the UR could be Final Season design or something like that for like the third character of the next event, which would fit like a What If design Melody and Jalal. Maybe they'll do that eventually. Maybe not next event, but maybe eventually they can do those 3 characters together. Or maybe like the Arashio and Seis have like 2 of them, because technically they're part of Crime Sorcier post Tartaros arc, right? So maybe they can do like Cobra, Jalal, Midnight, Jalal, and then the third character Ultier, maybe, I don't know. Or maybe like Wendy, Shelia, Ultier, because technically those 3 fought together in the final season. They don't have to be specific like that. It can even be random. Like, actually, this is not random. Like, Melody, Juvia, Ultier. Because technically, like, Melody, Juvia are, like, you know, close. So that could make sense for an event. If they don't want to do Jalal, Melody, Ultier, they can do, like, Juvia, Melody, Ultier. And also, like, as I'm, like, as I'm making AMVs over each arc of Fairy Tail, obviously I'm rewatching it as I go. And, like, I don't think this game has Ikaruga, like an UR Ikaruga. A lot of people, actually, there's something interesting about Ikaruga, the pink-haired girl from Trinity Raven. I don't know if most people remember this, because I didn't until I rewatched Tower of Heaven. She survives the arc. When the Ethereum cannon strikes the tower, and then, or it's either then or during the explosion when like Jalal's defeated by Natsu and Urza tries to sacrifice herself, and then there's the explosion. You see Trinity Raven, all 3 members escaping the explosion, like they're all alive. So, and then in the final season, I don't know if they explained if 9 Heart's ability can only work if the person is dead, because that implies Ikaruga is dead if 9 Heart can, you know, use Ikaruga to fight Urza in the final season. So does that mean, because Ikaruga survived Tower of Heaven, you see that they only showed it in one frame that she escaped with the other members. All 3 of them escaped. And then in the final season, 9 Heart uses his ability to resurrect her, which implies she died. So, I mean, like, to be fair, Tower of Heaven until final season is like, that was like a long space. So, like, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, maybe Hiramashima forgot Ikaruga was still alive. Or maybe that's not even how 9 Heart's ability works. Maybe he can still, like, use people who are still alive. But I haven't seen final season in a while. because I'm waiting to rewatch it until, because I'm making the AMV series, so I'm like waiting to rewatch certain things. And I specifically haven't rewatched Final Season in a couple years, because I'm just waiting to do this. And then, so I haven't like remembered if like Nine Heart ability requires people to be dead to use his ability, because Ikaruga specifically was alive. And like they showed in one frame during the explosion, during the escape part of it. And I forgot about it until I rewatched the show, because there's only one frame where they show them escaping the explosion. So just talking Ikaruga and the AMV series I'm doing just made me remember that, which is interesting to think about. So like that either implies Nine Heart doesn't need you to be dead to use you as his ability, or that implies Ikaruga died somewhere else fighting someone else that wasn't Urza. You know what I mean? That either implies Ikaruga survived Tower of Heaven, which she did, they showed it, and then later on in the show she fought someone off screen and died, and then it could either be something as simple as Hiramashima forgot Ikaruga survived, because even I forgot it, I just thought that was interesting to bring up, because I don't know if many people remember that. And I can't remember if this game has a UR Midnight, UR Sorano, UR Cobra. Did I already say Midnight? I think I did. But all the Arashi and Seis is like a UR. I think they only have SRs in this game. And I know like Hyoka from Tartaros and Sayla have SRs as well, and they're pretty strong, so they deserve. And even like Damera, I think Bloodman's an SR. Like a lot of the characters who should be UR are just SR. And there is no Ur, which is, there should be an Ur in the game. Like Grey's Master, Old Tyr's mother. Anyway, that is all the Cana and Gildarts summons I have today, so that's going to be the end of the video. Anyway, take care.